Got to calm down a little bit when I get some downloads and information. My heart starts beating, and then I'm like, this is something beautiful to share, Father. He's like, yes, share it. So the bride and groom in this physical, the many cultures say that you can't see the bride and groom that day, whatever, that you can't see each other until they come together in matrimony, in marriage, and that's the only time that they can see each other. And I was just explaining how this is a physical manifestation. There's no coincidence here. One facet, one perception of the truth, and one part of the physical manifestation that occurs is that you are separate. The bride, you, and the groom are separate until you come into union with one another, and now you become one in love. And so that's why they celebrate this in this way. It's the best way that they can share in how this really works in the spiritual realms when the Christ enters, when the Christ bride and groom, the Christ groom and bride you come together, and this is in the place of union in love and become one and whole. And this is the place where you can sin no more. So if you're hearing this and you have a heavy heart and your mind and all of these different things, if you're hearing this and the bridegroom comes together and you can sin no more, then act accordingly. Act accordingly to this. Act accordingly to no sin. And that means that you are new and you are brand new. You're a babe. You're brand new in union with the Father. You have your bridegroom. They have met. They have become one in union, in love, in perfection, in this place. And now in this place, sin no more. So what do we do with that? It also means that you will feel the changes coming over you. You will absolutely be changed. You can't do nothing about this. This is a part of becoming one in a union and the bridegroom and marriage in Christ. This is the marriage. You can't do anything about the changes. The only thing you can do is change your mind when you've come to this and when you walk in the way. The only thing you can do is change your mind, and you can choose, and you can hand this over. This can be taken from you. So what I mean by acting accordingly is that once we know this occurs and we're in this perfect place and we are in union and in love and in Father, and then you know in your mind and your heart in one, in this place, that you are sinless, that you will sin no more, then once you walk in this way, then the automatic changes will occur and you will be automatically acting on this. And that means everything falls away into an abyss. Your sin, all the thoughts you have of yourself, the person you once was, everything that they were, everything falls away. The flesh falls away. It like a big dollop of oil just disperses in this abyss. And this is actually you coming to the understanding and knowing that the bridegroom is here and that you can sin no more. Yes, it can be taken and you can fall back into sin and all of these different things. And what I'm trying to explain here is that once you know this and you walk in this way, then the changes, yes, are automatic. They're automatic. You can choose. You still have free will and choice. But when you're in this mindset and in your heart and you're looking at all of these different things that used to occur to you, act accordingly to sinlessness. That doesn't occur to you now. It doesn't work for you now. It's gone. That is not you no more. You aren't that. The thoughts will start coming back in, and all of these different shame, confusion, guilt, all of the enemy's tactics to accuse you that you're not who you are, but you will know where they're coming from, and you'll know how to dismantle and deal with those thoughts as they're coming in and as they're moving through. And this now is a captivating of the thoughts. You will automatically start captivating all thoughts and knowing that this isn't you. And so what I'm trying to also say is that if we act accordingly, once we know this, that right now we are in this perfect place, and we are in union, the bride and groom, in one, in Father, in love, then when we walk through our day and we walk in that way, we know very well that we have sinned no more. And so you will act accordingly. And so acting accordingly, I think what I'm trying to say, because this is like, you will act accordingly because you know this. And so acting accordingly to sinlessness means you'll know where the accusations are coming from. You'll see everything come alive. You'll see the Pharisees in frequencies and in words and in books and in everything around you. You'll see the Father. You'll see the truth. It will like have a different color, a different context, a different shade to it. It'll pop itself out into you. And so as we walk in this way, we keep remembering this and we keep understanding this, and we act upon this knowing. And acting upon this knowing, for me personally, is that when this accusation comes in, when this accuser, this shame, this guilt, this remember that, that's not who you are. When that comes in, you automatically go, I know you. You're not mine. And you're not mine. And I have a special place for all of you over there in the abyss. And as you're walking in this way, you're knowing that you have sinned no more. You will act on this. That's the best way I can put it. I don't know how else to say it. Like personally, I can see this occurring, and my actions, wisdom, knowledge in action, I know the truth. Nothing can move this. Nothing can move this. This knowing. So you will automatically walk in that way with this knowing and acting accordingly to sinlessness. You will automatically change. You will automatically do things and be this expression selflessly without any thoughts, without anything. It will just be an automatic reaction to grooming up, bride and groom with the Christ. So the manifestation of this is no coincidence on why the bride and groom are separate, because you are separate. You are separate until you come in union and in one with each other in the Father, in love. It's not in this physical realm, but there's no coincidences to see these cultures doing this. They know there's a reason why they're doing this. And the reason is because you are separate until you bridegroom up, become one in union, in perfection, whole and complete in the Father. And then you automatically have this change that you can't do anything about. You can't unknow this. You can't undo it. You will automatically have this change, and then you will act on it. It will be an action. And then consistently you will see more, you will feel more, you will understand more, you'll see the truth come out and shine itself in all its glory. You'll see it. You'll see the Pharisees. You'll see the Pharisees. You'll see the accuser. You will see everything. Just for you, it will come out. It will like 3D image and you will feel it. You will see these things that are attached to the truth and they're attached to the enemy. You'll just know. And you'll see it everywhere outside of you, and you will understand. And in acting accordingly in sinlessness, understanding this sort of thing, you will change how you understand how to treat one another. You will have a compassion that is far greater than it's eternal, it's infinite. You'll have a compassion that's far greater than you've ever could even explain or know. And I'm trying to explain feelings. I'm trying to explain the feeling that it is. It's not visual. It's not like that for me anyway. It's not visual for me. It's a feeling. And you will understand this feeling, and more it will come alive, and you can attach all different facets of the truth, all different angles, angels, and what their role is of this truth, of this unalterable, immovable truth, and what it really truly is. So that's the best way I can explain becoming one and in union and bridegroom marriage in Christ. And then we can see this now in all different ways. There's no coincidences with what we see here. This enemy has put himself on the throne and has called himself God, and he has created an image of everything. It's the image of the truth. It's the image of the Father in those heavenly eternal realms, the immeasurable part of the Father. It's those images. And we see that, so we can look deep into all of these different aspects of religions and different aspects of the churches, what people are teaching, books, Bibles, all of the different things. We can look into it and we can find the Father in the silent place, the truth, and it will come out forward. So with this and this knowing and this understanding, release everything you was, everything you knew. Release it to the abyss. Release it into the Father. Release it into the release it all, and walk in this way, and just know that these changes are inevitable, and know that they don't come with sin at all, and then act accordingly. And when we act accordingly to sinlessness, you tap into the roots and the depth of the Christ and the Father, and your compassion and empathy and your understanding of what things are and the ignorance of others, everything. You will have this love, and all of a sudden you'll be getting downloads in all different situations with people, and it won't be the same. You'll be talking completely different things. You don't even know where they come from or why. Wow, it just is. And it's different for them, and you watch the Spirit. Just watch the Spirit break into the hearts and soften the mind and the hearts of some of all of us around us. And this is what he does to you first, because you've got to find the Pharisee in you first, the accuser in you first. You've got to know his weapons, and you've got to forge these weapons against this. And the only way to forge weapons against the enemy, and he's eternal, and trust me, this physical, it's little wisdom, ekmoth, the larger wisdom, but the enemy is still far more powerful than people think, than many think. He is far more powerful than people think, this roaring lion. And so when we move into ourselves and we start to recognize this in the flesh, the carnal mind, the carnal nature, the lower density, the lower form, the non-selfish place. Once you get to learn, here first, once you learn this first and come face to face with him in you, inside of you, you now embody him in such a way that you are forging a weapon against him, against this accuser, against this liar. And the weapons you forge against him, you will only know. I can't forge a weapon if I don't know who he is. I can't forge a weapon if I don't know what arsenal he's got behind him. I don't forge that weapon. The only way we can forge these weapons are inside of us, and that's the truth. And when the truth comes down, the bride and groom meet, you have forged weapons against him. Specifically him. It. Whatever you want to say. That's the best way I can put this. So, if you're watching this, then stand and sin no more. Release everything you thought you knew. Everything you think you know. And it does come back. I'm not going to say trust me. I'm just going to say the truth does come back. And then when you're sitting in this place and you're not just visiting the office of Christ and then lowering yourself in, falling again into this sleep and falling into this unconsciousness again, and moving to and fro and visiting this office. When you're moving to and fro, you will sit in the seat of this office, and that's it. And that is sinning no more. That is an understanding of what it is, the weapon against sin, and the understanding of what it truly means. And when you're in this office, in this place, within yourself, in this perfect, holy, complete place, you can travel back to your past. You can travel back to your past, and you can find the Father's true voice in your past. And now you can have an understanding, and you can change when you were in that place and you felt that place, and you can change the way you see that place now, and you can see how it was important and beautiful for you to learn and grow and to come to this place of understanding and this place in Christ. You can learn. And so you take your office back with you, and you overshadow your past life from when you were little and all the bad things that happened and all the sinful things and all this. You can overshadow all of that, and you can see it from the truth, from the perspective it is. And now you've just gone back and altered your past and sin no more. And you understand there's always a beautiful reason, and there's a beautiful learning and a beautiful growing for everything that has ever occurred to you that brings you here to this place, in this oneness, in this place. Much love, everyone.